Well, hello, David Taub here from nextlevelguitar.com. Welcome. And we're going to talk a little bit today about how to improve your chord changing, your rhythm, your timing, and your strumming by using practice regimens, what I call long progressions, okay? Now what these are is this is a technique, an exercise that I've developed where basically we're going to take a string of chords and put them together, and you're going to be playing them in a certain order, a certain amount of measures, okay? And you're going to work on the changes, the mechanics of the changes, and the goal is to eventually be able to play the whole string several different ways from beginning to end in time, okay? And then when you start learning about metronomes, which I'm going to bring in very soon, you're going to put a metronome on it and start working with a metronome. I'm going to teach you how to do that too, okay? Metronome is one of the best things you could use to really help your timing, and you want to use it early on, okay? But we'll get to that in a little bit. Now, this long progression of chords I'm going to give you is as you go through our lessons on our website at nextlevelguitar.com. I'm only going to give you the ones up into that point that you have learned. I'm not going to throw new ones in, okay? And then you're going to learn a whole other bunch of chords, and then I'll give you more long progressions and a whole nother one, and we're going to take it using our structured formula and our plan that gets results and gets you playing fast, okay? Now this isn't a song. In fact, it's really quite atonal. There's no tonal center to this, and it's not supposed to be. It's an exercise, okay? Now what we're going to do is I'm going to flash the chords across the screen. It's going to be a long string. You're going to look at it and go, oh my God! Yes, it's a lot of chord changes, but these are chord changes that you've been practicing already, two at a time. And now you're going to be putting them together, because what are merely our songs are but chords put, two chord changes put together, and maybe you have a 4-chord change and there's a verse, or a 3-chord change and there's a chorus, and a lot of times it's the same chords. So if you can master a long progression of maybe 8 or 9 chords, it makes a 3-chord change or a 4-chord song piece of cake, like butter, easy.
I went through these, and I'll tell you, I really enjoyed it, and when I played a song, it was easy. I'm a beginner. I've been only playing a year, and when he gave me these, and it gives you what I liked about it was a goal. It was something, and David would say, okay, next week, see if you can get this. You might be able to, you might not. It's your pace. And then it was like, okay, I have something to try to go. And then when I go to his next lesson, hey, I did it. And he's like, wow, you did that. Here's another set. So
exactly.
I really like that, and it makes songs easier.
Yeah, exactly. And Tim's been playing about a year, so he's still working through the beginner's modules, and it's good to get different people's perspectives, and it gives hope to everyone that everyone can do it. Easy. Anybody can play guitar. And the main thing is, like he says, set a goal. Now, we're going to flash the chords across the string. So what you want to do is you want to write this down. So hit pause and write the whole string down in your practice log. Remember, like we talked about, you should be keeping a practice log. And then what you want to do is you want to circle the chord changes that you stumble on. There might be a couple, because I'm going to start it off easy, then get to some harder ones. Then you go through the lessons, learn more chords or learn more changes. You have another long progression with some harder changes, because some chord changes are very easy, some are a little bit more difficult, and some take a while, right? So like Tim said, you want to work on this and give yourself a week. See if you can get this down in a week. Now, you're going to be playing it a few different ways, and let me show you what I mean, okay? The first way you're going to try these when you first start, and the first long progression is just going to have all these chords that you know already. There's going to be a G, to C add 9, to D, this is flashing across the screen, to C add 9, to G, to E minor, to C, to D, to C, to A minor, to E, and then back to A minor. You're probably going, man, that's a lot of chord changes. It is, but these are all chord changes you're practicing individually anyway. So we're just stringing them together. Again, this is going to work on your rhythm, your timing. It's going to take everything we've learned and kind of tie it all together. And then like Tim said, you go play a 3 or 4 chord song after this, and it's like, it's like butter, okay? So the first way you want to do these, you want to write all the chord changes down. And then at first, just try it with a quarter note, a slow quarter note. And remember, like I always say, strum as slow as necessary to make the changes. So what you're going to be doing, and try to tap your foot, and soon we're going to bring a metronome in. So quarter note is just 1 note per beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, right? So for instance, you're going to go G to C add 9 is the first change. So it's just going to be 1, 2, C at 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. So you want to get the whole string down with quarter notes, okay? And it'll sound like this. I'll call the chords off as I play them. Now remember, the other thing too, strum slow at first. Don't try to be like, because the faster you strum, the faster you're gonna have to make the changes, and you might not be ready for fast changes yet, okay? First learn run, then learn fly, Daniel's son. All right, so let's go through the progression slow with a quarter note. Your first goal is gonna be going through it with quarter notes. Then we're gonna do it with an eighth note, 2 measures per chord, and then we're gonna do it with an eighth note strum pattern, 1 measure per chord, and then eventually you wanna get to the point where you could do it with just 1 hit per chord. So you're gonna see yourself progress and see you're getting better as you're doing it and having fun. This is all tied in, these methods work, okay? So here it is with a slow quarter note, and I'll call the chords out and you can just follow along, and like I said, write these down. Quarter note, so it's gonna be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're gonna be in. Remember, you'll see the chord names pop up on the screen. Follow along, and you want to be able to get this without stopping eventually, okay? Now, if you get stuck on a certain change, let's say we get halfway through it, and remember, as we go through it, the changes are going to get harder. Let's say you can't make C to D in time, right? You're going C, 1, 2, 3, 4, D. You didn't make it in time. Then what that tells you is you need work on your C to D. You circle that in your practice log, and then 10 times a day, or just pick up your guitar, just practice C to D. C, D, C, D. Practice the mechanics of that change, and soon you'll have it down. Whatever ones you struggle with, you want to notate. Okay, you're not going to be able to play this through all the way the first time. I just want to show you how it's going to sound. And then when you get better, rewind this. It's a great thing about these video lessons, man. Rewind them as many times as you need. Pause them, play along, exactly. Then as you get better, play along, okay? So we're gonna again come in on the 1. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You're in, okay? I'll call them out. Here we go. And tap that foot on the quarter note like we talked about. 1, 2, 3, 4. G. G. C at 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. D. 1, 2, 3. C at 9. 2. G. 1, 2, 3, 4. E minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. C. 1, 2, 3. D. 1, 2, 3, 4. C. 1. A minor, 1, 2, 3, 4. E, 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one, A minor, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you want to work on that, get that down, and then soon go to the lesson on the metronome, and I'll show you how to use that, and then you could start bumping up the speed. So maybe you could start playing it a little faster, which you're going to have to change faster. And you're going to have to be going like maybe... Guess what? As you start bumping that up, it's going to get you to change faster as you get more and more proficient. Okay, so that's your first goal. Your second goal now is to do it with a strum pattern. Okay, you know how to use strum 2, and remember strum 2, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, down, up, down, up. Okay, you're probably very proficient at that strum by now. So let's try it with strum 2. 2 measures per chord at first. So you're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and change. Okay? 2 measures per chord. Each chord, down, down, up, strum 2 with this long progression. I'll call the chords out. Here we go. Slow. Again, slow is necessary to make the change when you're practicing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, down. On the G. C at 9. Down, down, up, down, up. 2 measures. D. Down, down, up, down, down, up. C at 9. Down, down, up, down, up. Good. G. Good. E minor. Down, up, down, down, up. C. finger change coming to A minor now. 2 measures per chord. E, down, down, up, down, up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and A minor. Up, down, up. Very good. So you're getting through it. So you're progressing. Now you're doing it with strum 2. 2 measures per chord. You get good at that, try another strum pattern. Maybe strum 1, 2 measures per chord. Remember strum 1? Down, up, up, down, up. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but just so you could put it on there and see what it sounds like. Here's G, strum 1. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. C at 9, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Go through the whole string, okay? Very good. Now when you get that, 2 measures per chord, and you're proficient, switch to 1 measure per chord. Okay, so you see, you're staying on the chords less amount of measures, meaning you're gonna have to change faster, so it's a little harder. Okay, again, you're pushing, I'm pushing you to go to the next level. Okay, that's how you're gonna get better. So let's try it, the whole string, 1 measure per chord. Same progression, strum pattern. We'll just use strum 2. We'll just use down, down, up, down, up. 1 measure per chord. Sorry about that. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. G. Down, down, up. C at 9. Down, down, up, down, up. D. C at 9. It's harder. G. You can do it. E minor. C. D. C. A minor. Okay, very good, very good. So 2 measures a chord, 1 measure a chord. Now again, you're not going to get this right off the bat. You're going to have to work at all these, okay? Again, write this down in your practice log. Keep track of the chords you're stumbling on and practice those mechanics. And remember, everything we've talked about chord changing up until now, you're going to be using shared fingers. You're going to be using the clustering. You're going to be using all the techniques we've gone over. Your fingers are going to be glued to those strings. You're going to have your wrist down. You're going to be muting the low E string with your thumb, right? You're going to be having your on your fingertips, fingers cupped, and all the things that make chord changing easier. You're going to be implementing, okay? And then the last thing, once you get really good at it, is just try doing 1 hit each chord, just 1 time. I'm not going to be able to say them and as I do them and go fast, but you know the progression will kind of sound like this. I'm just going to go 1 hit each. I'll do it slow, so it'll be like G, C at 9, D, C at 9, G, E minor, C, D, C, A minor, E, A minor. So then see how fast I'm changing, and you want to get that speed up, and eventually, eventually you can get it really quick. So that's what we're going to be doing with long progressions, and you're going to be getting, as you work through our lessons at our website, you're going to be hitting these long progressions at certain practice points. Those are your practice regimens, so we include them into your log. Remember, so important, slow at first, and soon you're going to be using the metronome. Okay, I didn't want to bring in the metronome just yet because I didn't want to bring in another element where you're going to be listening for that while you're trying to change, while you're strumming. You have to get a little bit proficient at a few things first before we start bringing in other stuff, okay? But that's important to start using the metronome, because what beginners do a lot is as they start going along, you probably notice you start speeding up because you get excited, and everybody does that. So if you're doing that, don't beat yourself up. You're just going to have to work on your timing, and when we bring the metronome in, that will get you straightened out as far as if you're having trouble speeding up. Just try and get the foot going and keep a nice steady pace. Okay? So you have any questions, you email us, and we will see you in the next lesson.